Harry, had a lot on his plate when he was trying to promote his best-selling book, Spare. Absolutely. He popped up on a couple of chat shows, did those sit-down interviews, but there was one thing that escaped him. Well, two, in fact. Apparently, according to a very good source, his good pal, James Corden, wanted him to reunite after the success of that open-top tour bus where they took afternoon tea while zipping around Los Angeles. According to that source, James thought this would show a more fun side to the prince, who obviously was trying to promote a rather serious tune. Now, as we've told you before, the book's gone on to be a bestseller. But what's really taken the shine off it is this. That's right, the South Park debacle, the privacy tour, the worldwide privacy tour. And nobody really can take away that. It's very difficult now for Harry to move forward because everybody's talking about that rather than the book and the details in it. Now, Harry apparently and his team have a plan. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. And as ever, thank you so much for watching the channel. Thank you for getting involved in all of those videos. I'm glad you like the one about business. Yes, how to succeed in business with no brains. Absolutely. A lot of people agree with me, and thank you for that. It's very simple, isn't it? If you're a major sort of, company and you're being paid thousands of pounds every year, the only thing you need to do is cut it. And then, of course, it goes back into profit and you look great. But actually, it's people's lives and jobs that you're just wiping away in your own vested interests. If you haven't watched the video, do check it out. It's just a couple of days away from that, from this one. But it is well worth looking into exactly how companies decide to play around with your life, more importantly, your money. Back as ever to your breaking world story of the day. As I say, you see, the bigger problem now for Prince Harry is how does he deflect away from that debacle that was the South Park Worldwide Privacy Tour. Now, when he was trying to promote his book, there were ongoing negotiations for him to appear on a very big US chat show stroke comedy series, Saturday Night Live, SNL. Now, what's happened there was apparently it was going quite well, but they couldn't agree on the script or indeed the skits. He didn't necessarily, thankfully, want to go too far by mocking his own family. They wanted to introduce characters like Kate Middleton, yes, I know, the Princess of Wales, and also, his father, King Charles, with kind of spoof falling out, teenager, that type of stuff. Apparently, Harry wasn't very keen on that and wanted something more specific. Now, according to a very good source, his team now think this would be a good idea to revisit that and slightly turn the tables back on South Park by mocking the idea, showing in fact that he does have a good sense of humour, he doesn't take these things to heart, and more importantly, showing the world that while he's not necessarily laughing along with South Park, he's not necessarily laughing against them. One's guessing, of course, and as ever we have to say allegedly, that his legal team have looked into this and realised that he doesn't simply have a leg to stand on. Now, as I say, the team behind Saturday Night Live are hopeful that they can reinstigate this idea ahead of the paperback edition being released. But what I'd love to know is, really, is this a good idea or should he just let it go, disappear, forget it existed? Because truly, as we saw with the Travelist video, Prince Harry's level of humour isn't necessarily everybody's. And this could obviously lead into a more worse disaster than he could have possibly hoped. And more importantly, the damage that South Park have now done. It's never good to take on the professionals of comedy, but seemingly Prince Harry feels, or his team at least, this could be a good idea. As ever, this is a developing story, and when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.